Cortland Simmons with you here on the CS Racing Report 2019 on the road to the Run for the Roses at historic Churchill Downs for the Kentucky Derby. And of course, we're also going to be covering, as we all know, the Triple Crown races. And the road, of course, has begun in earnest this past week with Mind Control winning the Jerome Stakes, and then Gunmetal Gray winning the Sham Stakes. And the co-feature was the Mucho Macho Man Stakes at Gulstream Park across the country down in sunny Florida, down in Hallandale. And along with the Sham Stakes, it gave us, another opportunity to take a look at who may be contending in these Triple Crown races. A mile distance, same as the Sham, $100,000 for the 3-year-olds running at Gulfstream Park. It was won by MIHOS, trained by Jimmy Jerkens for Centennial Farms. He wins it by a neck over Trophy Chaser. Garter and Tie was third. Trophy Chaser was 2 1/4 lengths in front of Garter and Tie, was 5 1/4 lengths in front of the horse that was really the favorite going in, and that was Code of Honor. A horse that finished second in the Champagne Stakes to Complexity, a race that didn't really bear out much in the Breeders' Cup, as Complexity finished 10th of 14 on Breeders' Cup Championship Day 1. And Code of Honor was then rescheduled after missing that race for the Remsen. That was, along with the Kentucky Jockey Club, among the races being targeted. The Remsen was the pick, and then he subsequently did not work out. Particularly, his workouts weren't satisfactory enough for Hall of Fame trainer Shug McGahee and his rider John Velasquez. They collectively and collaboratively made the decision to withdraw him from the Remsen, which was won by Maximus Mischief, who we're going to be talking quite a bit about once he debuts in 2019. And so Code of Honor came in here. Gulfstream Park was finally going to be the spot, the Mucho Macho Man, for him to reemerge and consolidate his performance in New York. That did not occur. He was not very, very good in this race. Again, Trophy Chaser, neck in front of MIHOS, the winner, a neck in front of Trophy Chaser. 2 1/4 lengths in front of Garter and Tie, was 5 1/4 lengths in front of Code of Honor, which obviously means, if you do the math, he was beaten by about almost 8 lengths, maybe a little more. So that was not a very, very good performance. This really reeks of the same kind of stench that, emanated from the performance of Good Magic, or lack thereof, in the Fountain of Youth the previous year. He didn't run particularly well, but he rebounded, and as we all know, ran very well in the Bluegrass and ran second to the eventual Triple Crown winner, Justify, when he broke the Apollo curse of being an unraced 2-year-old, winning the Kentucky Derby 136-year drought, or jinx, curse, whatever you want to call it. So is Code of Honor the Good Magic of 2019? Is he going to rebound from this in a big way and run very, very well, whether it be the Holy Bull, the Fountain of Youth? It would be conjectured that he'll probably not run only twice. He's not going to get this long of a break. He's going to, have some activity in between the Mucho Macho Man and the upcoming Florida Derby. That's also a possible target. Then he may even run after that. But is he going to be a horse that can rebound, is the point, like Good Magic did from a dull performance in his 3-year-old debut? That is going to be the talk of the town for Code of Honor. He did not run particularly well in here. He was a disappointment. But in the meantime, while there's disappointment, frustration, despair, and pain in the Shug McGahee barn for that particular individual, what about MIHOS? He is, of course, a horse that's pretty well bred. He came in here, he came on in the stretch, beat a pretty game Trophy Chaser, and so that is, more of the focus, or the inordinate amount of attention we should be spending on the horses that, it's about winning. It's like the Oscars. It's about winning, and it's no different with Triple Crown races and the preps leading into it. And so MIHOS is a horse that ran very, very well in here, came from off the pace, showed some good speed in the stretch. The problem is, a lot like with the Sham and with the Jerome, the time was slightly better, 137.56, but that isn't saying much. That's kind of really being the least worst of the worst at this point. It is early. It's very, very maybe presumptuous to make jumps or snap judgments at this point in the game. But right now, it's pretty clear with the information that has been distilled and that's coming in, that these horses are not doing, they're not really particularly good in terms of really registering, making the tote board sing, and for the sparkle meter to be on high. 137.56 is a little bit better than the aforementioned two stakes, so it does give you maybe some, belief that there's going to be an improvement. There's going to have to be, because somebody is going to step up and run big, just like I said before the Travers Stakes in 2018. Who's going to be the leader of the Asylum in the 3-year-old division? Who's going to jump up amongst these horses against the horses that ran in the Triple Crown and run big in a race like the Travers? And it's no different in the lead up to the Kentucky Derby. Somebody is going to jump up and either clearly stamp himself as the horse to be, a force to be reckoned with, and everybody's going to be chasing a possible Triple Crown bid when we get to the Belmont Stakes, or we're going to have a bunch of horses beating each other, and we may have a 2 or 3 horse split in this Triple Crown of 2019. Again, it's very, very early to make those presumptions, but right now MIHOS has certainly put himself in a position to be a horse that you can look at being a contender in here. Very nice performance, beats Trophy Chaser in here and Garter and Tie, while Code of Honor is going to have to come out of ICU and a rehab center from treatment and be able to recover, recuperate, rehab himself, and reestablish himself as a Kentucky Derby contender in the wake of this poor performance in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes. Once again, MIHOS is your winner over Trophy Chaser and Garter and Tie of the 2019 Mucho Macho Man Stakes at Gulfstream Park.